Why does unrequited love feel so overwhelming, so all-consuming, and at times almost impossible to escape? If you have ever found yourself hopelessly longing for someone who does not feel the same way, you know the pain can be intense. It is not just sadness or disappointment, it is a craving, a fixation, a feeling that can take over your thoughts day and night. But what if I told you that the reason unrequited love feels so powerful is because in many ways it acts just like an addiction? Today, we are breaking down the science, psychology, and real-life stories behind why unrequited love can feel like a drug you just cannot quit. To understand why unrequited love feels like an addiction, we first need to look at what happens in the brain when we fall in love. When you are attracted to someone, your brain releases a cocktail of chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. Dopamine is the reward chemical, giving you feelings of pleasure and motivation. Oxytocin is often called the cuddle hormone, making you feel bonded and connected. Serotonin helps regulate your mood, but when you are in love, its levels can actually drop, leading to obsessive thinking. Now, here's where it gets interesting. These same brain chemicals are involved in addiction. When someone uses addictive substances like cocaine or even sugar, dopamine surges in the brain, creating intense feelings of pleasure and reward. The brain starts to crave more of that feeling, leading to compulsive behavior. In the case of unrequited love, the object of your affection becomes the drug. Every text, glance, or memory triggers a dopamine rush, reinforcing your longing and making it harder to move on. When love is not returned, the brain does not just turn off those chemicals. In fact, it often ramps them up. Studies using brain scans have shown that people experiencing unrequited love have increased activity in the same areas of the brain that light up in people with substance addictions. The anticipation of a message or a chance encounter can cause a spike in dopamine, even if the actual interaction is disappointing or non-existent. This creates a powerful feedback loop. The more you think about the person, the more your brain rewards you with dopamine. But because the love is not reciprocated, you never get the satisfaction you crave. Instead, you are left wanting more, stuck in a cycle of hope and disappointment. It is no wonder that unrequited love can feel so hard to shake. It is literally wired into your brain's reward system. Unrequited love often leads to obsessive thinking. You replay conversations, analyze every interaction, and imagine what could be. This is not just emotional, it is neurological. The brain, deprived of the reward of reciprocated love, becomes hyper-focused on the object of desire. This is similar to how an addict becomes obsessed with their next fix. You might find yourself checking social media, rereading old messages, or daydreaming about what could have been. Each of these actions gives you a tiny hit of dopamine, keeping the obsession alive. The more you indulge these thoughts, the deeper the addiction becomes. It is a cycle that can be incredibly difficult to break, especially when the hope of reciprocation lingers in the background. One of the most painful aspects of unrequited love is the emotional roller coaster it creates. There are moments of intense hope. Maybe they will notice you, maybe things will change. But these are often followed by crushing lows when reality sets in. This pattern of highs and lows is another hallmark of addiction. Just like a gambler chasing the next big win, people in the grip of unrequited love keep coming back for more, hoping that this time things will be different. The unpredictability of the other person's responses only fuels the addiction, making every small sign of attention feel like a jackpot. But the inevitable disappointment can leave you feeling empty, anxious, and even depressed. So why do we keep chasing after someone who does not love us back? Part of the answer lies in our evolutionary wiring. Humans are social creatures, and being accepted by others has always been crucial for survival. Rejection feels threatening, triggering the same areas of the brain associated with physical pain. But there is also a psychological component. Sometimes the very fact that someone is unattainable makes them more desirable. This is known as the scarcity principle. We tend to want what we cannot have. The more distant or unavailable someone is, the more our brains convince us that they are special, unique, and worth pursuing at any cost. This illusion keeps the cycle of longing and obsession alive, even when logic tells us to move on. If unrequited love is like an addiction, how do you break free? The first step is recognizing the pattern. Understanding that your feelings are not just emotional, but also chemical, can help you gain perspective. It is important to set boundaries, limit contact, unfollow on social media, and give yourself space to heal. Engage in activities that boost your own dopamine and serotonin in healthy ways, like exercise, spending time with friends, or pursuing hobbies. Therapy can also be incredibly helpful, providing tools to manage obsessive thoughts and rebuild your self-esteem. Remember, recovery takes time. Just like overcoming any addiction, it is a process of rewiring your brain and learning to find fulfillment from within rather than from someone else. Unrequited love can feel like an addiction because in many ways it is. The brain's reward system, the cycle of obsession, and the emotional highs and lows all play a role in keeping you hooked. But understanding the science behind it is the first step toward healing. If you found this breakdown helpful, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Veil Breaker channel for more insights that help you break through life's toughest emotional barriers.